All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to all the Hakim doing and pushing this word in all honesty, truth, and sincerity. Shalom Akim. Now this is a doozy right here. This bullshit argument over and over and over and over and over. You know? We keep telling you people, but you don't want to listen. Okay, you rather listen to the enemy. Now, like the brother was saying at a certain point inside of this video, which I've always thought about, you know, let me actually get into the word first before I bring it up. I'm gonna just hit a few scriptures. I'm happy that. Slakia. Should show up. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Face. Okay. So as I was saying with the scripture, they always like to go to and say, well, scripture's talking about his whole head and his face and everything. Well, as you can see right here in the scriptures, they have the word for face, okay? The word for face is right here. Now, why didn't the scripture say that his head, his face, you know what I mean? How come it didn't say all of that? It said his head, okay? Now, let's just read what it says here. Face, the front of a human head, okay? I mean, you don't even gotta go further. It's just what it is, okay? So now, as I was saying, as they quote in the scripture, right, his head and ears was white as snow. My question to you is, how come they didn't put face, okay? How come they didn't put face? That's a good question right there, right? But yet, we're the assholes. Now, when it's telling you about his head in here, it's giving you a color. It's giving you a color and a texture, okay? These people try to use it in the sense to say, see, look, he's a so-called white man, okay? But then what about his feet? I've never seen no so-called white man with feet of a so-called black man, okay? A so-called black man, and then his face is so-called white, okay? That's just craziness. But yet, like I said, these individuals will make these claims, okay, not knowing what's going on in the scriptures. Better yet to say, you know, they've been paid off. It's bottom line, they've been paid off at this point, man. Okay, let me get a scripture here real quick. I'm doing this on the other app. Get this real quick. So I'll bring this up. Going to Revelation, okay, the very same scripture. Well, actually, Slakia. Okay, so we have G4383, okay? G4383. Let me see something here. Oh, it doesn't say the same thing. Okay. I forgot how to pronounce this too. This is there's something called head cheese that these Greeks make or whatever, but I forgot how to pronounce this. But anyways, as you can see, it says a head, okay? A head of a person, a head, okay? Your head, okay? Now, I would say about a third of your head is covered, by hair. You got hair on your face. You got hair on the top of your head, the sides of your head. Okay. So let's read the scripture. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay, so like I said, if you want to identify somebody, okay, and give them a correct identification, you're not just gonna say, you know what I mean, his head and his ears. Okay, you would say the face, you would say everything, right? But here's giving you a clear, distinct look at this man in the sense to say, look, the head and his hairs, talking about the head, the hairs of his head, okay, were like wool and white, okay? So you could already get a picture in your mind to say, okay, well, this person's head, okay, the hairs of their head is woolly and is bright white or white, okay? But yet, they come with their, how do you say it, their opinion to say, oh, he's a so-called white man. Well, where do you get off telling me that he's a so-called white man when we have imagery that shows how the disciples looked, okay? The Russian icons, all those individuals there with the woolly Negro hair, okay? But yet, we're the ones who are crazy. We're the ones who are racist, right? Meanwhile, if like the brother said, if the color was important, why do you have a image of a so-called white man standing up in church all the time throughout the whole world, okay? If it's not so important, you tell everybody, look, the Pope would come out and say, look, listen, you need to take away those imageries. You need to take away that Cesar Bonjour look. You need to throw all out right now, okay? Because it's not about imagery. But lo and behold, what's going on here? They still have their imagery up. They still got their their pictures of Cesar Bonjour, everybody down to their damn grandmother in their house. So this is something that they force upon you, force upon your mind, man. You put the image up there, and it's as if it just goes by, where everybody takes it for that because you set up that image, right? Anyways, let's go into scriptures here. Isaiah chapter 25 and verse 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations, okay? Including us, okay? You got all these people in the world who run around thinking that, they're of this nation, they're of that nation, they're of that. No. The Lord only made a certain amount of nations. All of a sudden you got 127 different nations, that's a covering cast right there too. And the biggest covering cast right now is that JC, okay? Portraying JC as a so-called white man, right? Or better yet to say JC is a so-called white man. But we really know it's talking about Yahweh Shai, right? And they put this image up there, and let it fly by. Now we're basically devouring it with the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Now is a problem. Now all of a sudden we're racist, right? Oh, what does the color matter? Well, why is your imagery up there then, man? Your imagery should be put down if that's the case. And we all know these fucking Bible tokers who want to run around and say, oh yeah, you see the black Hebrew Israelites, they're racist. I guarantee they got photos up in their house too, okay? And they won't go to their nanny or granny and say, you need to take that photo down, right? Hypocrites, man, big time. And the brother got on this scripture as well, First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Okay, and we all know. Okay, this look right here, this JC stuff, this was developed by the so-called white man. Okay, put up there to brainwash us to think that God is so-called white, okay? And everything good is so-called white. Not so, okay? Lies, deceit. So like I said, they put up these images, okay, to let it soak in and sink in around your head. And then when people like, oh, stand up and say not so, they want to call us racist, right? And then when we go into the scripture, where we show head and face, if this was talking about the color of him as to his face and whatnot, it would have face, okay? It would say his head, his face, and his hairs, okay, was white. But it doesn't say that. It says that his head and his hairs were white like wool. Even more so, is directing it towards his skull cap, okay? This telling you basically this man had woolly hair, white woolly hair, okay? If it was about a face, it would have been recorded as his face. And then even further more so down, it tells you that his feet and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a fire, in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Okay, so these individuals, they just can't get around it, man. They themselves are indoctrinated with that wacky-tacky plantation Christianity, which off the jump is here to attack us, man. It's not the real deal, okay? It's something that's been hijacked by our enemy. And here they come, paint these images, telling you this is how they look. This is how they look, this is how the disciples were. There was no, you so-called black people are in Africa just scratching your ass, okay? This is what they want you to believe in your mind, But the proof is in the pudding, man. They already done made too much mistakes. The proof is in the pudding, man. Hey. When you Akim get a chance, go check out this video here. It's a Yapa video. But anyways, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh. Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing this word. And all honesty, truth, and sincerity. Shalom Akim, and Wa Abad Laban.